Moving on, manager's report.
Okay, I'm just making a note here. The first item of business is to hear from Denise and Denise's husband and David Sweet regarding an update on the park.
Are we going into old business? You're not?
That's the first item of
Oh, I
business.
thought you had a manager's report.
This is the manager's report. I don't prepare a report like the department heads.
Okay.
The agenda items are my report.
Okay.
We will park coming up a little closer here. Yes, we have two items that we want to talk about. I'd like to update you on and get your approval on. One item is the construction plans we're putting together, and the items, I believe this is in your packet, the items that we're planning to have for our base bid and our alternates. And you know, I think we've been talking about this for some time about the fact that we have this grant funding that we need to spend, and up to $500,000 that we've pulled out the items or have items that we want to use that money for. And those items are our playground, our parking area, the dog park, and the trail system throughout the park. Those are the things that we wanted to have as the base bid for the construction drawings. And then we have alternates in here. If the bids come in lower, some things that we can include in that grant funding, some items such as the composting restroom, to the bridges. I want to clarify too, some general landscaping. There is landscaping already included in the costs that we have shown for the parking and the playground area. But we just wanted to get your any questions or review and approval of the items that we've listed and that we're going to put out to bid as our base bid and then our alternates for the park. And Dave, if you want to add anything to that, it's...
Do we have any questions?
I wanted to look at the affordable, you did the affordable amphitheater. Have we considered that at all, talked about it at all? That, because remember we talked about at the pond, exactly,
yes,
where the dock is now in the pond. Put a stage there that can be towed out, set up real easily, towed back and taken out, so it still keeps the aesthetic beauty of it all. Then plus be able to use the hillsides and all as a place of view. You know, when the kids have puppet shows, right up to like small concerts and stuff.
right. And we have talked about that, and I think that's something for the next phase of the park would definitely be considered. I think it's a really great idea.
It's in the master plan. It's just, it's not in this first phase.
Okay, because I got pictures I can borrow.
Okay, so if you want to, that'd be great if we can have those as well.
Are there any other questions about the park? Then I want to remind everybody that there will be a park dedication April 25th from 2 to 4, and the public is welcome and encouraged to come.
So Denise, you're looking for board action on the, I guess it's dated 4/6. It's down on the bottom of my page. That's the date.
Yes.
That's the date of it. The phase 1 base bid items with alternate items.
Yes.
Okay.
You need a motion
To approve it?
If you're ready to do so, yeah. If the board doesn't have questions and if the audience doesn't have any questions, then if you're ready, yeah, to keep the project moving, then yeah, I would need a motion.
I make, since we've seen these numbers for the third time now, I make the motion that we accept this. Move forward.
Do you have a second? I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
And thanks for your work,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Well, we have one other thing that we wanted to do, sort of update you on and get your review and questions and approval of, which is there has been, I believe you're aware of this, a resident of the community who's come forward and asked about this idea of putting a community garden in the park. And we did talk about this at the park with the Parks Board, and actually there's a great location in the northern part of the park. I don't know if you're familiar with, you know, I've been involved myself in the victory gardens or community gardening, and it's a really great way to bring people into the park, to get them involved. This person has volunteered to spearhead an effort to create a community garden. It's not anything that would be in this first phase, but it's something that we would like to get your review and approval of for the master's concept plan for future, so that we could perhaps move forward with this idea of looking at putting a community garden into the park.
The Parks Board position was that the woman who suggested it and that she would form would fundraise for the bus. be part of the cost.
Okay.
Wait, there's one other thing that I forgot to ask about was memorial for veterans, the London Grove veterans and all. We talked about that. Would we find a little spot that we have the put the flag, maybe memorial, a little? Yeah, I would think where garden would be really nice, especially for floral. But I think that's one thing I've always wanted along the line. We got one for Abbott Grove community. But you notice Penn Park has one just for Penn Township residents that fall in certain country. I think it would be nice to have it here too, where we would have the American flag, I think would be a good place. And that wouldn't be expensive. And we probably can help the veterans with this game.
Right. And that could be considered as a part of this idea of a community garden.
Any other questions, comments?
One other good news item is that there's yet another Eagle Scout who's going to be working. We were with him tonight. Looks like he's going to build a bridge as part of the bill. Charlie Truba.
Also,
Which troop?
It's not 191.
An active one.
Never isn't 191.
Okay.
54.
Yeah, he's actually done bridges in other parks and got actually his experience. He's experienced and very eager, and we found a good location this afternoon.
Well, just to let you know, I did talk to Carter with Rio about that we have an open invitation to any Eagle Scouts that want to do a project, parks ready, and it really helps them out. They have it gives them a community-based goal to set, and he said that's great. So
It benefits.
it benefits both of us. Yes, it does.
Any questions or comments from the audience? They're awful quiet since they're taking that notice. Okay.
So, yeah, I was going to say, so you know questions, if we could get some kind of a motion about that?
On the gardens.
Yeah, the gardens.
I think we don't have to make a motion. We just say it's okay, right?
You don't need to make a motion as long as you can just indicate to Denise that it's fine to
I think
include
it's
the
a great
gardens.
idea.
All right.
And let the citizen know that was a great idea.
Okay, yeah, we'll
Maybe start the planning process and then come back. Let's
see what she's
around.
proposing,
Yeah,
right?
see what we got.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Thanks.